Okay, let's do a quick audio test. Make sure everything's up and running. Sounds like we're up and running. Howdy doody day. Awesome. Okay. Remember, if you're joining the live stream, please drop your name in the chat. Love to know who's on the live stream hanging out as we get going over here. Make sure everything is running okay. Looks like we're good. Okay. Cool. Hi, how you doing? How's everybody doing tonight? I hope you're doing fantastic. Today is December 30th. Got one more day and be ringing in the new year for 2024. You know, I always think of this time as a time of goal setting and getting your goals ready for the next year. I've already been putting a lot of things together for this YouTube channel. But first, if we have never met before, my name is Paul Angeli. I am a live action storyboard artist, and I bring to you this channel here at the Paul Angeli channel here on YouTube. I try to share my my journey as a storyboard artist and my processes, and have fun sharing that with you. And I really am so grateful for everybody participating and joining my live streams. I thank you so very much for taking the time to hang out with me and just have fun talking about visual storytelling and talking about the artistry behind making a film, making a feature animation, making a cartoon or a corporate video or your own YouTube video. You know, storyboarding is the way to go, you know, where we're putting together that blueprint of the visuals for the stories we tell. And what excites me most about being a storyboard artist is you're a storyteller at the end of the day. You know, storyboard artist is telling a story visually. You know, we want every discipline, whether it be feature film, live action, or we're doing feature animation, or a you know a short cartoon series that's streaming, or a music video, whatever. Every discipline has its own way and structure of storytelling. Even for you comic book artists out there, there's just it's all visual storytelling, but it's just a little bit different in how we tell the sequences compared to storyboards versus comic books. But in a lot of people see storyboards as the comic book for a film or whatever you might be creating on those products. And so you need some great art skills. And I created this channel about 3 months ago to give you friends at home an opportunity to have some how-to tutorials, some process videos in terms of what we're doing and having fun with. So I hope you've been really enjoying the channel. It's been 3 months now that I've been streaming here live. We got well over 30 valuable pieces of content in terms of the live stream videos. We go into all different aspects of storyboarding, and I hope these have been helpful to you at home. And you know, I just wanted to say thank you for subscribing to this channel. You've helped with all of us together growing this channel to well over 600 subscribers in such a short time, and I really just want to say thank you. And that comes from me. I started this channel having a lot of people come over to me and say, hey Paul, can you help me with this, or hey, can you teach me that? Yeah, I know you used to teach at the university level, and can you help share some of your stories and some of your processes and stuff. So I'm happy to do it. I'm having a good time doing it with you, and I'm super excited about 2024. Boy, the strike is now over. Jobs are starting to flow for storyboard artists, and I'm excited to get into some big projects out there, and when those opportunities hit. So super excited about that, and happy to continue sharing with you. And I have a lot of plans and goals that I've personally set for this YouTube channel. And as we embark into 2024 in another day or so, I'll be able to share those with you, and hope to give you greater value in terms of your visual storytelling and having fun. So let's check the chat real quick, see who's jumped on, and say good evening. So I got Spicer McLeroy. Thanks so much for these streams. Love storyboarding and storytelling. Very cool. Thanks, Spicer. I really appreciate you joining in the live chat and announcing yourself. If for others that are joining in on the stream, please drop your name in the chat. I'd love to see who's on here with you. I hope you have 6,000 subs by the end of 2024. We'll see what happens, Spicer. I've been working hard over here. I'm looking for to get some more different content out there. I haven't done a lot of like pre-recorded videos. I've done a few shorts here and there. They're just sort of like experimental for what I'm doing, but hopefully we can expand the content on this channel and expand it in different ways other than just doing the live stream. So I'm excited to share that with you folks. Yashava. Yeah, hi, how you doing? Good to see you. Really cool style. No, I like it. I tend to, we were talking, if you're talking about style, Yashasva, happy you joined up with the live stream tonight. Thanks so much. I appreciate the compliment on the style. Yeah, styles come over time, and I remember when I first got into art, I was a traditional animator when I first started my art journey as a designer, and over time, different influences influenced me. I just remember, I remember when I was in animation, it was that sort of whole Disney Bill Pete style that I had early on in my career. And I did a lot of children's work. I did a lot of children's video games and stuff like that, edutainment games and all sorts of fun stuff as an animator, and doing that. And over time, there's been different influences as an artist. I'm always studying all the time. And I like a lot of the styles and illustrations from the 1950s, 60s, and 70s. Yeah, I had my fascination with certain artists. I remember when Todd McFarlane came out with Spawn and did Spider-Man Torment, and then went into his Spawn books when they created Image Comics. I had that really sketchy style in doing stuff because I used to work in comic books and interactive comic books especially. So your style changes throughout time. You learn from different people about styles, and there's different artists that get your attention. But I would say now, as I'm been in working for so long now, it's like I sort of I keep my style to like that. I love that, I go more like Hal Foster, that's Prince Valiant, Tarzan, there's just so many different styles in that genre. I look at Robert McGinnis and his work. There's so many different people that I've pulled ideas and thoughts from, pulled it into my style in terms of, there's other people that just like shoot me off when during that time period too. It's like Jose Gonzalez, who did known as Pepe Gonzalez, who did Vampirilla. His drawings of women. Up until today, I know like J. Scott Campbell does a lot of beautiful women and stuff. He has his own style, but the mechanics are very cool of what he's doing. Sean Gordon Murphy doing a lot of his own work too. Just cool inking styles, and you're always learning. You never stop learning. And so if there's an artist that I'm enjoying, reviewing their work or deconstructing their work, and I'll do it in my sketches, and then I'll go and you know, put the things I learned into my style, and that's how you sort of come up with a style. So Yashasba, you know, that's what sort of I did. But I appreciate everybody joining in. Let's see, back to the chat here. Yeah, building a channel is no easy feat. Keep it going. I'll be here to support you. Hey, thanks so much. I appreciate that. You know, I hope to give you and make it worth your time. And I appreciate everybody at home spending your personal time hanging out with me. So thank you so much. I didn't know if this would work when I first started doing it, and it's you know, it's been a treat for me. And as I've first started, you know, it's sort of hard because I'm in my office, my home office. I'm just sort of sitting in front of my desktop computer. I don't have a bunch of fancy gear or anything. I'm just sort of talking into my computer in a corner of my office, and you know, that's where the chats help out to let me know who's out there, and I can sort of have a great conversation with you and share with you and answer questions. So yeah, I'll keep it going. If you keep watching, I'll keep doing this. So awesome. Do you write as well? What are the major pitfalls you notice with most scripts when working on other projects? Yeah, I do write scripts. If you go back in my Mastering the Basics series, I did a whole series from script to shot list to research to thumbnails to roughs to the animatic in one of our lessons. So check that out, Spicer. It was pretty cool. I wrote a quick little short screenplay for that. But I love writing. My days in writing started way back, I would say in the 90s. I don't have any screenplays that I've never tried selling a screenplay yet. But I got into it. I was writing a lot of comic books and things like that. I did a lot of some of the first interactive comic books, and getting in and writing my own stories and doing that stuff. I remember I was working on a project back in the day, and you know, when I first started writing and writing comics and stuff, and it was unfortunately it was a project that went bust. But you got the experience of writing the script and writing the, you know, how the story would go for a 6-issue miniseries and stuff, and it was really cool. And the topic was Jackie Chan, so it was pretty cool. I got immersed into martial art flicks and martial art writing, you know, really early on. So that was really fun. So pitfalls. I think when you're working, it's always exciting, and to get that shooting script and have that ability to work with the director or whoever the client is that you're working with, you know, or if you're working in animation or other things, it's just so exciting. And you'll read the script, and what you're trying to do is, once the screenplay is purchased, it goes into the shooting script. It might have some revisions. They call it the rainbow script, you know, because every revision will be a different color showing what revision it is. But when you have the shooting script, the director's already gone through it. First director, you know, everybody's looking at that script. You're when you're brought onto the project, you're going to get either a sequence, or you're going to get the script. You're going to be able to read that. You're going to be working, you know, putting your own ideas. You're going to get the vision of your director and put all those thoughts and research together, and sort of go forward. It's a very, you know, filmmaking is a very collaborative environment. It is a business at the end of the day, but you have so many fantastic artists here we're working with, and directors and visionaries and actor, you know, all these, and you're getting the first shot at taking the script and drawing, you know, the first initial shots, you know, and sometimes, you know, you get sort of the opportunity to create a sequence or whatever like that where it just says fight scene or whatever it might be. You know, you get a lot of extra action there and it depends on what category. Some storyboard projects for animation, just if you're doing, some are board driven. The storyboard artists are creating the script, they're creating the story through their visuals, and others where it's completely written out and you just follow the instructions and go, sort of like the Betty Crocker recipe of making cookies. But it's all different types, and there's all different directions you can go with these scripts. You'll read some that are great, and some that you go, okay, but a job's a job, and you try to make the most of it, because your job as a storyboard artist is to provide solutions. It's to provide something different, something unique. Tonight we'll be talking about a little bit about the show Reacher. I've been enjoying this second season right now. They're almost towards a little bit past the halfway point of the season. And I've been really enjoying watching this with my family, and I go back and I sort of deconstruct it. There's certain things, and I think it's well produced and well put together for both the writing of the, I know it's off Lee Child's novels and things like that, and so there's a lot of creatives putting that together, and that's what we're going to play with a little bit tonight. But yeah, I hope that answers the question on the script writing and sort of pitfalls and good things. I think you never want to run into a pitfall, so ask lots of questions, do a lot of research, ask a lot of questions, get to the essence of what the director's vision is, what you're trying to do. But yes, I do write as well. Don't forget, as Spicer said, don't forget to like the video, chat. Yeah, definitely. I appreciate that. Thanks so much, guys. Give it some love. Okay, so let's see. Do you write as well? Don't forget to like the video, chat. I'm picking up storyboarding slowly, but it's really overwhelming. There's so many things to consider. Hey, listen. When it comes to storyboarding, get it on the paper. The hardest thing to do when you're storyboarding. Let me turn this all off real quick. Is this the blank screen? The hardest thing to do is have this blank screen, and you have to create something. It's just like a painter. You have your blank canvas, and it could be daunting. But you know what? And this goes for Bachelor's File. When you're just get something down. Get something down on that layer. Just get something down. And I even if you just have a stick figure person or whatever it might be to start you off, and that's what we're going to play with tonight a little bit. We're going to have some fun with playing around with layer comps in Photoshop as we create each of the panels, and I'll show you some of my different cheat processes that I do to try to get material onto the canvas, and sort of we're going to move the camera a little bit. We're going to have a little bit of fun doing these things, but I'm trying to answer your guys' good questions for what you're doing. But I think that the hard, just get something down. When you're thumbnailing it, I've been drawing for a really long time, and so I have my little cheats that I do, and I do a lot of warm-ups, and I don't know if you guys can see this, but I'll sit there and just be sketching out different ideas, if you guys can see this or not, of different characters, different ways of doing stuff, different expressions, just different things that I'm thinking about when I'm drawing. Because the hardest thing to do is to lay a shot down and to put that imagery down. So when I'm going to get a script, when we were talking about scripts, go back and watch that playlist of the Mastering the Basics, Storyboarding, Mastering the Basics playlist there, and you'll get into it. But I'll go into the script, how to read the script, how to do your research, how to pick out all the elements that you're going to need to sketch and draw, so when you're getting your reference material, you can play around with that. It's sort of how I showed you the sketches just a second ago, and you can play around with it, And when I do these jam sessions, I don't have a script, I don't have anything. I'm just sort of vicariously just creating, I sort of think of it like a riff, you're doing music or whatever. I'm just going to riff and have some fun with it. I'm not going to do the exact Reacher character, that's on TV. I'm going to do my own style of it. It's it's not going to be starring Alan Richson. It's going to be my version of what Reacher would be, and sort of have fun with that way. So those are some of the things that we'll be doing. So sort of how I see it in my mind, and we'll just play around with it, use it as the inspiration. But we were talking about getting that image down. Get those thumbnails. It could be really sketchy. It doesn't have to be all fancy. So let's just draw. So when I'm drawing, I'm thinking, we've already talked about it many times, I'm thinking of simple primitives in terms of shapes and those type of things. If I'm drawing a woman or something like that, I'm just really thinking really quick in terms of how I can draw this. And I'll come up, not necessarily have cheats, but it's like I'll just come up with certain ways that I'll draw that shot in terms of what I'm doing here. I'm just thinking of those lines. And this one's sort of sketchy a little bit, but you can sort of see how I'm doing it real quick as I'm drawing that that shot, And I think the hardest thing is to get something down. So if I'm doing something like this, it's sketchy. But then I can come back in. But to get that line down, that's the hardest thing. And then I can play around with this shape or whatever I drew to make it look, my whole idea is I'm trying to draw this image down. So I have something there, and I can go from this to play with this a little bit more. As you can see, there's nothing fancy about what I'm doing. I'm just sort of simply laying it down. I'm not trying to create a Michelangelo painting. I'm just trying to get enough of the shot to sell the shot, go on to the next shot from there in terms of what I'm doing. Because you could also sit there and noodle this thing too much too. And this is just a quick shot. In terms of what we're doing, so get you an idea of the shot that I put together here. Okay, so let's go back to over here. Yashava, I'm picking up storyboarding, but it's really overwhelming. There's so many things to consider. I remember talking to a friend of mine a long time ago. I don't know if many of you are familiar with the fantastic character artist Steven Silver. And I remember I would shoot down. I grew up in the Bay Area in California, and I would shoot down to LA. I used to work at a company that I was down in LA quite a bit, and so I would stop by, and Steven would have these fantastic figure drawing classes, and it was lots of fun. He'd bring in professional models, and then you would just do a live drawing. Remember that it was when the Suicide Squad had first come out, so the model dressed as Harley Quinn. So it was a fun, and I think there are so many different things to practice, and you're like, so you're talking about so many things to consider and having fun, but it's just practicing figure drawing. Learn your filmmaking, learn your film language. And I remember there just those times with Stephen. I went down there a few times, and I went one night. Stephen knew how far I had driven to come and meet with him and hang out and stuff, so he gave me his time, and a very nice gentleman, very helpful. And I remember him saying to giving me the advice of, if you could just tell a simple story, you think of like a comic strip, Calvin and Hobbes or something like that. You have a comic strip. You either have 3 or 4 panels in it, panel 1, 2, 3, 4. If you need to do it as simple as that, just tell a story. Show somebody drinking tea. He gave me the advice of, just storyboard some nursery rhymes. Everybody knows the nursery rhymes, children's nursery rhymes, and storyboard those and have fun doing that. So I pass that advice on to you that Stephen gave to me. Just find those simple things. A lot of folks do reverse storyboarding. They'll watch their favorite film and then they'll storyboard the shots off the film. Just learning that film language. I always recommend, through your if you're watching Kurosawa or you're watching, the greats, Scorsese, Coppola. You're watching David Fincher. You're watching, even today's, famous directors from, Steven Spielberg, and we were talking about this a few live streams ago, talking about the movie Master Shot and different things. You can learn so much, and so one step at a time, my friend, and you'll get those things that you need. Your channel is really helpful. I'm so happy it's helpful for you. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. We'll definitely check that out for the recommendations. Sounds like they're lots of fun. Jackie Chan is always an interesting subject. Love martial art movies. Yeah, I'm a big martial art fan. One of the cool things, I got it as a Christmas gift from one of my younger brother, and my youngest son loves it. He hung it up in his room, but it's a quick story. I'll just share it real quick. It was cool because we're talking about martial art films. I was a big martial art fan. I studied martial arts back in middle school and in college, and it was lots of fun, and I enjoyed going to competitions and everything. So it was lots of good fun, and I got big into martial arts. This was it was boxing martial arts before MMA came around. And then, so we would watch all the latest action stars coming out, and I have my brother had the opportunity to meet Jean-Claude Van Damme, and I guess he had gone to Jean-Claude was promoting Kickboxer at the local television station, and I really appreciated it because I guess Jean-Claude took the time and wrote me a personal letter on one of his promotion shots of headshot, and that was really cool. And I always have great respect for Jean-Claude for leaving me that. So if Jean-Claude's watching, thank you so much, JCVD. Really appreciate that. It was a long time ago, but my youngest son proudly has that hanging up in his room, so it's pretty cool. But anyways, love martial art films. Jackie Chan, getting to work around, for this comic, we used a lot of reference from Drunken Master, so it was really cool, and I wish that project actually got to go to the light of day. Do you have any personal projects have planned for the future? Do you have any crowdfunding comics going on? Well, I'll tell you what, Spicer, you're reading my mind on a few things. I have some ideas of what I want to do in 2024. Besides, I want to try to first give as much value as I can to you friends at home and wherever you are in the world. First of all, I remember when I was up and coming in storyboarding, and I had a lot of questions, and there wasn't really a lot of people. And back in the day when I just got started, there wasn't a lot. You had to teach yourself, or You know, there was, or you had to read a lot of books or learn making movies of and stuff like that. Now it's so much easier, but you still want to be able to connect with people and chat and talk and sort of demystify a few things, because this is an art form. It's hard to replicate in a lot of ways, because you can copy and just do the same old thing, but then all the movies and TV shows and cartoons and, you know, everything will just all look the same. And this industry needs a lot of creative individuals that can help push this into the future and push storytelling, filmmaking, and the creation of these properties. So I have a whole laundry list, I think, of personal projects I'd like to do. But one of those projects I'm working on right now, and I try to stay really focused, is getting this YouTube channel to grow it to where I think it could go, and then we'll sort of go from there. You know, I'd like to get some more videos out, and we might go into a personalized mentorship or other programs to try to give you greater value that we can't do in a live stream, and we can do it more on a one-on-one personal level. So we can go to see what we can do with that. So stay tuned, Spicer. Step one of all storyboarding: fill with light gray. Yeah, just get some lines down. Let's see. I actually watched that video on how to break down the script. Let me see here. Script, and learned a lot and applied that. Ended up putting lots of cuts and pans. But cool. We're gonna play around with a little bit of that tonight. I've tried reverse storyboarding. Can you quickly tell how to efficiently do it? Okay, so Yashava, what I would do if you're going to do reverse storyboarding, or just I think it's really important to have, if you go do some research, you can find out what are the, if you're taking a film history course, you can go back and look at, you know, you're always watching His Girl Friday, you're watching Kurosawa films, you know, Seven Samurai. You know, you're going to watch a lot of these films from these famous directors, even if you're starting from just the beginnings of filmmaking till today. And every generation is taking that information and pushing it into the next iteration of what filmmaking can be. You know, you see something like John Wick today. You know, a lot of creatives, but with the background of stunt work. You know, creating just a fantastic, you know, intellectual property of films, and ballerinas coming out, and if John Wick is, you know, does number 5 or whatever else, and you saw the other movie that they spin-offs like Nobody and stuff like that, and they call it gun fu, you know, so you're doing weapons work with martial arts and all different styles of martial arts, and you're always pushing the boundaries of what you can do. So, you know, anyway, so the reverse. So what my point with that is grab those sequences. Don't grab a whole film. There's somebody I watch, Sachin, I think is the gentleman's name. He's storyboarding every single frame from Raiders of the Lost Ark. It's absolutely phenomenal, the work he's doing and the line work he's doing quickly. He produces so many pages of panels a day and doing that. But what I recommend when you're doing reverse stuff is find those films that you find interesting, that made you feel something, that excited you about going to the movies, or was like, you know, for me, I talked to my wife. I was like, wow, you know, remember then we're watching the preview of the original Matrix, and the character of Trinity is just running up on the side of the wall, you know, or that slow-mo shot of Neo, you know, backing and the bullets coming through, you know, and you know, they overused it after that, but when you first saw it for the first time, it was like amazing. I remember when 3D graphics started coming out, and you saw, what was it, The Young Sherlock Holmes was one of the first times 3D work was getting entered into a film, and you're just like, wow, you know, get those sequences that made you feel something, got you hyped up, ready to get into a fight, whatever it might be, and go shot by shot, and sort of what I mean by deconstructing is how did those magicians, how did those artists, how did that team of artists create that shot to make you feel something. Because one of the things that's important, I think, as a storyboarder isn't just to visually tell a story. There's subtext. There's you want to be able to feel, and that's where the artistry of all these actors and writers and stunt people and wardrobe and makeup and effects are all helping to produce this story. So you left move. Some stories are just there to entertain and you have a great time. When you hear the John Williams infamous March from Raiders of the Lost Ark, or you hear E.T., or John Williams hearing the Jaw, dun, 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 it makes you feel something. So how did you break that down, and how did you feel? So that would be my recommendation for you, my friend. Oh snap, JCD and Kicksbucker days, those were good days. It was good stuff, and I was a big fan from Bloodsport. Watched, I think, every one of his movies, and I think I loved his JCVD series too. That was pretty funny. It's funny when you can make fun of yourself and have a still good show. I hope you see some creating great comics. Would love to see a video essay about the creation of that. I always found that project-based learning was best for the teacher and the student. Yeah, totally, Spicer. Yeah, I worked on the comics I was working on. I worked on a series called Reflux, and it was almost like The Matrix, but years before The Matrix ever came out. And I came on as an animator, and then went on to do other projects, and then I got to do all the special licensing of comics and stuff. So I got to do my own thing and stuff. So that was pretty exciting to do back in the day with that company. But it was fun. So, and I don't know if it was just exciting to go. You went to Electronic Boutique and went to the big electronic shows and stuff, and there's your game and everything. It was really cool. And I actually did my first one when I was back in college, and working on, I was very highly influenced by Peter Chung, who created Aeon Flux, and I created my own character and did my own series of comics, interactive comics back in the day. So, and then I've created a few here and there and gone to WonderCon when that still existed, in San Diego Comic-Con and stuff. So anyway, stuff we can talk about later times. But any other questions? And then I'm going to move on, take a sip of my drink. Let's draw some Reacher, sort of use this layer comp method. So if you are having a good time with me tonight, I invite you, friends at home, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Help me grow this. Help me reach more people through the YouTube algorithm. I'd love to reach more artists. I try to make this YouTube channel available for artists, storyboard artists, comic artists, filmmakers like myself. I've done quite a bit of filmmaking myself as a director and as a cinematographer. So, I hope I can reach all those people, because I think the value of storyboarding is super important no matter what your art skill is. And to be able to lay out and think about those shots. We were talking about one of the points is like, what are all the things you have to, there's so many things to think about as a storyboard artist. And that's one thing I do too, is when I'm thinking about, how many different cameras are going to be running, how many different shots are going to be needed, what is going to be in the master, what are going to be the cutaway, what is the coverage shots, because the more we, and that's a big difference between comic book illustrating and illustrating storyboards, is you have to take all these things in consideration. When it comes to animation, or it comes to comics, you can, sky's the limit, man. If you want this shot, you can create that shot. But in filmmaking, we need to make sure that we're on a budget, we're on a schedule, we're even to the actors in the way that they're acting, how many times are you going to make that actor cry or shed a tear to get the right shot, So I think it's super important on every shot counts in live action storyboarding, and you want to be able to get to the point, have clarity. You want to be able to see that image, that it's worth its money in gold. And we go through the iteration processes from our thumbnails to our roughs, getting those approvals done to make sure that that shot that ends up as that storyboard is the most impactful shot we can make. If there's a better way, we'll do those revisions with the foresight and with the vision of the director. So anyway, okay, cool. Anything else? Answer those questions real quick. But again, I appreciate everybody watching. It's time to draw. I'm getting sort of dry lip here, man. We got to get going and get drawing and stuff. But before I do, real quick, let me just see if I have the right shot here. Just real quick, I've been running this for the last 3 months right now, and this is what I got cooking for you good friends at home. On Tuesdays is our storyboarding, mastering the basics series. With that mastering the basics series, it's pretty much all your tutorials. You know, it's going to be your how to do things. It's going to be your process video. How do you storyboard? And that's what that series is all about. That's always on a Tuesday at the same time. On Thursdays, we have Sketching After Hours. Sketching After Hours is absolutely fantastic. I always say, hey, get that sketchbook out, draw as much as you can. I have my sketchbook on during my lunch breaks. Maybe you see some of the shorts on YouTube. Some of those shorts are sitting there at a local diner, and I'm sitting there sketching real quick. So make sure you put the time in. It's just like working out, friends. Got to put those reps in. If you're a big David Goggins fan or whatever, just you got to put the reps in. You got to put the time into this to hone your skill and get better at drawing. And then on Saturdays, like days like today, is I host my storyboard jam sessions where I just come up with the topic. Tonight's topic is the series Reacher, to kick ourselves off and have some fun. I just sort of wing it and just sort of go. I don't really have anything pre-planned. I just sort of have fun storyboarding. And as one of our friends from the channel here, Andreas, who I don't know what happened to Andreas. Hopefully he can jump back on one of these days. But Andreas, I tried to give some great advice, and that was take this material that we're drawing and we're do it in your style. Create the sequence the way you'd want to create it, and create some work for yourself. So I do this to help to inspire you at home to keep going. So let's see if there's any other questions here. I have to see comics. One final question: if I want to get my team demo work review by you, how can I do that? Or any coming workshops? Yeah, hang tight with that. I'm going to leave you my information here real quick so you can catch this on the replay or see it real quick. This is my information here. If you'd like to get in touch with me, you can reach my email at mr.paul.angeli@gmail.com, and that's my email address. If you'd like to reach out to me on my website, you can catch me at www.paulangeli.com. Instagram is another big place too. Just search my handle for Paul Angeli, and I have a lot of artwork on there. I try to post either most of the time it's daily, but sometimes I post multiple times throughout the day. So if you're interested in seeing more of my work, whether it be some of my just rough sketches to some pro work and stuff like that, I'll throw it up there. I don't put anything that's been in a film or anything like that up there. It's just all stuff I'm playing around with at home and studying and doing stuff like that. But go ahead, follow me on those other channels and reach out if you'd like to. I have some plans as we go into 2024. I'm trying to get some things situated in some other platforms to work with. So if you want to do some mentorship and things like that, I want to try to give you good folks and friends at home the opportunity at a small fee, so we could hang out and sort of get into real nitty-gritty of storyboarding and how I could help you even further personally. So hang tight and we'll get into that. But that's my contact information if you'd like to reach out. Okay, let's get going. Let's start drawing and stuff. So I'm excited to do this with you guys. I don't know how far we'll go tonight. We've been sort of asking. You guys have asked some spectacular questions, and hope I was able to answer everything that we were talking about today. Okay, so to show you what I sort of have going on here is, let me turn this off. Okay, so when I, yeah, no problem, anytime. Okay, so one of the things I'm going to be playing with today, let me see if we can all see this and okay, cool, we can all see this. So is, I'm going to play around with layer comps today. Layer comps is a way that in the Photoshop program that you can, I know the current versions, you can do artboards and things like that. And yeah, Thanks so much for taking the time to answer. Yeah, of course. That's what we're here for. That's what these live sessions, I think, what are exciting about live sessions is we can sort of, I know we're not talking live like on a Zoom, but at least you can, I can ask your questions here, Spicer or Yashava, you can ask these questions, I can answer you live, or because there's got to be other friends out there that are watching this on the replay that would like to learn more but didn't get the opportunity to ask. So you're helping to represent other artists out there that are asking the same questions. So good stuff, and I really appreciate you taking the time to ask, and I have no problem in answering those questions. The more I can share, the more that it could create value for you at home, and as you pursue your career as a storyboard artist in whatever form you decide. So real quick, I got Photoshop opened up. I try to keep this pretty simple in terms of layer systems, in terms of what I have. So I have my PSD file here. I have, I just put a quick little background on it. I'll have my film grain. I'll redo my film grain. I like film grain on my storyboards when I'm drawing it. One of the things that's always bothers me when I'm sitting here for hours and hours and hours is always working on a typical white screen. When you're working like this, it bugs me after a while, and so I usually use some tones here to tone it down a little bit, and then I have my letterbox on there. So that's sort of how I sort of have my shot, sort of, or my canvas. This is an HD resolution. So, it's going to be, oops. Okay, so if I'm setting it up, it's going to be full res. It's I usually do it at 300 resolution or DPI for it. So for what I'm doing, and then it's an HD format for what I'm doing. I'll have this sort of set up like this. Let's just say we're going to start our layer comps. And what the layer comps will do, what they do to help me, it organizes my shots. So if I create a shot, I can manipulate different layers, and I can always go back to that one shot that I created here in Photoshop. I tended to, as the more and more layers get put into the file, I'll try to keep it to somewhere between 20 to 30 layer comp shots, and then create a new one from there to sort of keep the file size manageable. Sometimes if you watch my animatic video, what I'll do is sometimes I'll just draw it on a timeline too. Maybe that's that animation background on me that works for me. So anyway, okay, so we have this all set up. And to bring up your layer comps, if you go to File, Window, Layer Comps, it'll bring up this menu, which we can utilize from there. Let me just make sure it's popping up for you. Cool, awesome. And within this layer comp menu, I can create a layer comp for every shot. So if I was going to create a layer comp for this, I would start it right there, and I would just say, sometimes they do it like scene 1, shot 1 type of thing. You can do that type of naming on what you're doing, or you can just go 1 or whatever. So I'm going to play around with it, and let's just go, we'll just call it 001, okay? And so that's going to be our layer comp. And what will happen is we can scroll through these layer comps as we're drawing. So let's try to move this stuff to the side here so you can sort of see our screen and what we're doing here as we're creating these layers. Okay, so maybe the next layer that I have on here is, I'm going to add a layer in here. And maybe we'll do the show title or something like that. Feature. So it doesn't fit. So as we go into the show a little bit, let's talk about this show a little bit. This show came out back in, I believe it was 2022. It came out. It was a book series by novelist Lee Child, and I know it's been. I know Tom Cruise did a few movies. Let me just see what year he did the movies. Yeah, he did Jack Reacher in 2012, and then Jack Reacher Never Go Back in 2016. And they took the Lee Child books and made their own version of it with Tom Cruise. It had its own thing, and I enjoyed the films. They were good. During this time, you have a lot of films like Liam Neeson doing Taken. You had these different films coming out that did a lot of money. I don't know how many. There are quite a few Taken movies, and then now you went into the John Wick series of these characters. You had you had these military forces, because you have your superhero movies out, and here are sort of like I think last week we did Die Hard as our jam session. So it's sort of like created these. It's your everyday Joe guy, but with some military background and not some sort of fantastic superpowers, but like Officer John McClane, taking on the terrorists in the Nakatomi building or whatever. You have realistic characters doing, unbelievable skill sets. So how does Liam Neeson, I'm a man of specialized skills or whatever, So it's that type of fun that you're having making these films. But continuing on, in terms of this TV series hit. It was developed, so it was Lee Child, a different version from the Tom Cruise movies. And back in 2022, they took the books from Lee Child, and they were developed as a television series by Nick Santora for Amazon Prime Video. The lead character is played by Alan Richman, Alan Richardson, and he's Jack Reacher. The first series came out. There Margrave, and Malcolm Goodwin, who played Oscar Finley. You just had Willa Fitzgerald played Roscoe, one of the PD sergeants in there. It was just a good overall, action. Reacher is a U.S. Army military policeman, and he's pretty much a wanderer, and I think as he said in the first series, either you stay close to the fire or you're a wanderer. I'm the wandering type. So and he just runs into different dangerous criminals throughout his travels, and makes a difference. And that's what happened in the first one. Right now you're in the second season, and I think I just finished episode 5. He's with his team, his military team, and great scenario that's going on with that right now. And curious where this is going to go. And it's this particular show is Alan Richardson has just been absolutely fantastic in the show, and I think everything has been great. The writing's been good, cinematography, the directing, the acting. The young lady who plays Neely, oh my goodness, it's great. That's Maria Sten, just playing Neely, and just a good overall show and fun to watch. And so I use it as times to have some fun with it, and I thought tonight would be sort of a fun night as our last jam session of 2023 to sort of end it with Reacher, and as we embark into 2024. And I know it's done some great reviews, and it's been a hit series for Amazon Prime Video in terms of what they're doing. So we're going to do our own version of this tonight of Reacher. So we're going to go back to our layer comps over here and try to create a sequence or something like that with this. Okay, so we have the Reacher So if I want to, I would just come back over here and hit that one button again to create a new layer comp. We're going to create this as 002. So what ends up happening is now if I have my forward and back, I should be able to go forward and back. So no matter what I do with my, I can't change my original layers. If not, it'll change those shots. But I can go in there. So if I'm animating a shot, I can sort of quickly animate in this sort of setting. Okay. Rough pass. Okay, so take that off. And I was doing some initial drawings here. And sort of having fun with this. Let me drop these down a little bit. Sometimes I'll put my sketches in and have some fun with it. And so the other thing I'll do too is, let's just say, above the grain layer, I'll leave, we'll call this, what am I going to call this? I'm just going to call it frame 1. We'll show a little bit of animation and sort of movement and stuff like that with what we're doing here. So I'm going to finish up this drawing real quick. If you need to watch on how I draw females or female faces, you can watch my live streams. I've done a few of them for my Sketching After Hours. Over here, so let's go. There's a few different ways we can do this. Sometimes I use a thicker line, sometimes a thinner line. I'm just going to go over what I have created already. In terms of the drawing. I'm just going to try real quick. In terms of what I'm doing here, drop this down. We'll play around with this character a little bit. Here's a little slow today. It's wonderful on this dress. Let's put her out there. Okay, so we have our character here, and we just got done drawing her, and then the sort of what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of push her back. Let's show some movement in this particular shot. We'll throw a quick little background on there too. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit her a little bit. Let's just say she's, and remember, we were talking about this before. I'm not gonna, let's approve that real quick. When we were talking about, let's get this color changed real quick. And let's talk about our composition. In terms of what we're doing. So I've talked about this before, but I want to make sure that composition is super important when you're boarding. We're going into a little bit of more detail than we need to. So when I'm drawing this figure of this woman, I want her to be right on that rule of thirds. You know, we want her to be in one of these intersecting red dots in terms, because most films you're shot right in the middle, so you're right in the center of that shot. And with this here, excuse me, this shot, we have her right here, and what we're going to do is we're going to have her coming from further away, walking forward to us. In terms of that, yeah, what is it? Spicer was saying, yeah, that girl looks a lot like Otto Schmidt. Yeah, I love Otto's work. He has those big lips, thin bodies on his superheroes. I pull a lot from that style. I just love his style, and I happen to be this one here. I was thinking of it. Okay, cool stuff. Okay, so we got the shot here. Let's shrink her down a little bit. He also has really big lips on his characters. I like that too. Okay, so maybe we open up our shot, okay? And she's going to be here, so let's approve that. Okay. And then she's going to walk. In a sense, let's pretend she's walking down some steps or something. So we're going to finish that body real quick as we're drawing her. Oops. This black about the hand. In terms of what we're doing. She has some flowing. Gown. How about we have her, yeah, so this is her. Give her some sort of gun. Okay, so let's just say that's the shot. Let's take off our, call this thirds. Right here. Okay, so we have our thirds here. Okay, so she's coming into shot. Let's say, let's throw a quick little background so she's not floating in space here. Get this drop down a little bit. She's not walking in space. Like that. And then maybe let's just some here. Some sort of plant or something there. Foreground. Maybe there's a bar here. Maybe there's a bartender here. I'm just thinking some, maybe there's a female patron there. Another female patron here. And then what I usually do is I'll grab that layer, drop it 50%. We'll do 40 for now, so it sort of focuses on our character up front. Okay, so we have that shot here that we've created. And then let's, maybe we'll fill this one in just a tad bit more. So we have the bartender here. So that plant that's there. We're just trying to get something in here real quick. That she's coming down. Okay, and she's got some sort of gun. Here, okay, so we have her there. Tone this down a little bit. Okay, put it there, 15. Okay, so this will be our layer comp. We'll create that layer comp here. Okay, I'm going to go over 3. So now if we go back again, reach her. Oh, you have the woman there. cool. Andreas, hey, how's it going, Andreas? Nice to see you joining the chat. Hey, good to see you again, Paul. Been busy with family here on the holidays regarding and reading old comics. Great to see the subs coming and recognizing the mentorship. Cool. Cool. Thanks so much for joining, Andreas. Nice to see you hanging out with us tonight. Hope you can get some value out of this. Catch the replay in terms of what we got going on too. So if there's something you missed, you can rewatch it and stuff. So right now I have the layer comps right now. If I go back again, it starts with nothing. You shoot into Reacher, boom. You have a woman with a pistol coming forward. So now what we're going to do is we're going to leave that background layer. I just want to make sure which one is in background. Here, I'm just going to say this background. Frame 1. Okay, so we got that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this this woman here. And then I'm going to just duplicate that layer. Okay, so she's on top of the other layer. I'm going to drop this layer down that we have the layer comp on just a tad bit. Give it 50% so we can, or actually let's do it like this. Let's leave that one there. Let's take the layer comp, the next one. Let's say frame 02. Okay, so we have her there. I'm going to drop her opacity down here, and then what we can do with her turn that one off. The ruler, let's turn that back off again. Okay, hold on, let's get our rule of thirds again. Okay, we got her there. This is our frame 2 here, and what we'll do with that frame 2 so what she's going to do or what I'm trying to do is have her sort of walking down steps as these people are there. So boom, boom, as she's walking forward. Back. So we want to move that frame a little bit. Here. So if I turn that off, I got her there. Then what I can do is I can create another layer comp. Boom. So if I'm looking at the layer comps now, so I start with nothing, Reacher. So we sort of have her coming down. Like that. And what I can do too is if I go back to that original shot of her, here's if this will do it. If I go back in there and I erase this gun, like this, this back down. Let's just say have her gun here in her hand. Like that. Let's see how that works. So you can have a little fun with these layer comps. So, shot there, reach her, boom, she has the gun down. She's lifting her gun up, she's walking closer. Okay, and then what we'll do, is now she's there on this frame, and then what we can do is copy this frame, duplicate that layer again, and then what I can do is go grab her, like this. Turn that one off. Oh, I'll approve that. Done. So she's coming down that staircase there. Go a little bit closer. Maybe what we can do with this shot, erase the gun, and then what I can do, hold up that gun. Give her a little bit like this. Okay, so let's do this as another layer comp, friends. So if we, got to take that thirds off. So if we're watching this, from the layer comp, so you can sort of see her moving. I can do turn off the thirds on that layer comp. Let's see how we look right now. And reach her, she's coming down. Okay, so you can sort of see how we're figuring out that storyboard for this. Spicer, this is awesome to see. Thanks so much. Work that magic. Yeah, I want to get some reacher in here. Let's get going. Okay, so blank, reacher. Trying to get that rules of thirds shot off. This one here. Okay. That turned off. Okay. No, I don't want that there. Okay, let's see how that works. Going too fast, Paul. Still can't. Gotta get that off. Anyway, creature, she's walking down. She raises the gun. Okay, so another thing we can do, friends, with this shot, you know, and I was talking to one of my other pro friends, when you're putting this all together and you're making this film, and you're putting your storyboards together, this isn't the stuff you don't really get to see of all the, you know, I'm not working with a script right now, but I'd have my script and I would be storyboarding off the script. But with this, I'm sort of just having fun drawing things I like, and just having fun with this. And you can see how much work it is. Sometimes what I'll do to create some sheets, I'll go and I didn't do it for this particular, I did some just rough sketches and stuff, excuse me, but I'll thumbnail it out on paper or something like that. Sometimes it's super complicated, I'll scan it into the computer and use that, and then work off those drafts or those iterations. Sometimes, like what I'm doing today, I just sort of have fun because I challenge myself to draw on the spot and sort of animate and do these things as we're drawing together and having fun with these shots. So it's fun. I enjoy what we're doing. So we just keep going from there. So let's do a tracking shot. You know, how do we move the camera with these layer comps? And so let's move our shot up into her being with a reacher character. So let's bump this out a little bit so I can see that. Okay, so we have these characters here. She's here, right here. What we'll do is we're gonna copy her and duplicate this layer again. Okay, so she's on. We're gonna move her because we want to show the camera, like, who is she pointing at. Okay. So this would be, oh, that's right, 4. Okay, so we have her there. Bam. Turn that off. And then what we can do is take our background frame, let's duplicate that as well. And I'm going to put it behind her. Okay, so we want the camera to be moving a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to move that And I'm sort of thinking that the camera sort of swings around her a little bit, so we can move that shot. Let's do it like this. Let's delete layer. Let's move her with the background. At the same time. Okay, so she's there. Let's turn that off. And let's grab them both. Here. Okay, I'm just sort of thinking of the shot as well. Let's create a layer comp here. So let's sort of see how that looks here. She comes down, boom, raises her pistol. And what I'm thinking is not only that, but we pan out a little bit too. So let's shrink her down a little bit. See how that looks now. Goes like this, then. Now we want to start bringing our Reacher character into shot. I had drawn him a little bit. Okay, so we got her here. Let's draw that Reacher character in there. Get him right here. I can zoom in a little bit. Let's see. Let's see his hand. She's got the gun on him. Come on. Okay, so let's do this. We're going to see his hand. Okay, I'm just going to think out loud here. Let's say that's See how it looks. Shrink that down just a tad. Okay, so we have that. Sort of seeing how that looks. So we have Reacher's hand there. Wow. Do a quick save on that. So let's say it comes in. How about we get that shot back in? Let's do it like that. 2/3. Zero, 0.05, so it's this thing's already getting slow here. Holy smoke. Okay, so boom, boom, walking down, pulls the gun, she backs up, and we're going to start tracking that shot and going around the subject there. Okay, so that's there. Duplicate that layer there. Oop, I forgot to move the background frame here. Let's delete that one. Okay, so I had that. And we have this frame. Turn that guy off. Okay, now we got the movement. Now I'll create that frame again. That should be better now. Okay, so she should move. Boom. Or what would be interesting too, so let's delete that layer off. Let's do that originally like this. Add that layer comp on. Then we see Reacher's hand come into play. .006, so let's go like this. Okay, so right here, Reacher walks down, pulls in, so it gives you a second there for her to draw the pistol. she walks down. Okay. So she walks down, draws, the hand goes up, and now we want to show Reacher in that shot. Okay. So turn that off, turn him on. I'll duplicate her. I'll duplicate this one. Okay, so we have here, but we're gonna shrink these two. How about we do this? How about we just move the background? See how that looks. We're going to move her to this side. We're going to move Reacher's hand. We're going to shrink that down. I'm going to raise his hands. Okay, and then let's draw the rest of him. Cool, I hope you guys are having a good time and hanging in there, watching the live stream, and we're doing some fun with this. Let's see if we can get this shot of Reacher here. Okay, so let's get this Reacher character going. Got a new layer on there so I can sort of play with this a little bit. Cool, sketch line, that's awesome. Spicer, this is Spicer says, yeah, this is super fun. Can you go over the main goals of the scene and what you want to accomplish? What do you want the viewer to understand at the end of this scene? Yeah, sure. Yeah, just real quick, as I'm putting this together, as I'm just making it up as I go along. I'm not using a sequence or anything like that. And pretty much what I have going on is I have I originally was not going to have her have a gun. I wanted the establishing shot. We're at a nightclub, okay, the next shot I wanted to go into the I didn't do the nightclub shot yet, but I wanted the character to come into setting, establishing shot, nightclub, night. We're inside the club. We can do some shots of the music playing. This female character is sort of going to be the club owner, the mistress of the club, you know, in terms of what we have going on. I have her coming into the shot with her henchmen. I'm thinking some henchmen, and then I have our Reacher, who's in the wrong place at the wrong time, because Reacher is sort of that wandering person, you know, wrong spot, wrong time, wrong place, wrong time, and she knows something's up. She holds him up, but he's there doing his investigation, and I wanted to have the guys in the truck, you know, radioing him back and forth and going, you know, he's sort of in a sticky situation, but he's going to go fight her henchmen in the club. And that's sort of what I was going to play with. It always takes a lot longer than as you're coming up with these storylines within your head, but just having fun. We'll get through a few more of these shots here. I think we're doing multiple things all at the same time. We're teaching how to do layer comps. So no matter what the layers I have in the system, we're coming up with these shots in terms of what we're doing here. So, you know, I'm thinking of camera angles. I'm thinking of camera movement. How is that camera moving in these shots? You know, what is the actor doing? Because what's cool is with these layer comps, you can export all of these layer comps as their own JPEG image. So if I want to pull this into an editing program or something like that, I can go, or if I'm just using this as sort of my thumbnail stage, I can go back in, make some changes, make some modifications, change the way the camera is moving within that sequence, as this is my sort of my rough draft, you know, throwing together. This would be what I'm putting together right now. Maybe before I pitch it to the director, nobody's ever going to see this. It takes a lot of work. So sometimes I'm just doing this live to have fun and challenge myself drawing live as we're talking and stuff. But most of the time what I'll do is I'll lay this out sort of as like one big comic page and have all the shots, boom, 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 and then I'll import those shots into my drawing program. Here I have it in Photoshop, or I'll go Storyboard Pro or whatever I'm using, Storyboard or whatever program I'm using. I'll cut it all up, put it into the sequence, you know, shot by shot by shot. Maybe I'll animate it a little bit there, do a line art, do a quick value, because there's no value in this at all, you know, showing lighting and lighting scenarios and things like that. So I'll play with all those things. But that's sort of the general idea. Is a nightclub scene, villainous comes across, you know, our character Jack Reacher, and you know, she's going to get her henchman. He's in the wrong place at the wrong time. So I hope that helps you. I don't think we're going to get that far at all tonight, because usually, you know, I would already have this sequence planned out and just sort of go shot by shot. We're sort of working pretty detailed right now in terms of the drawing and the structure that we're doing with this particular sequence right now. But it's 1:30 in the morning. I got to be at work tomorrow and get back to it. So I'm going to continue going a little bit more and start some little bit of the action here, and we'll call it a night. But I appreciate everybody joining in. I hope that helps you, Spicer. Okay, so let's get that shot here. Oops, I didn't do shot 7 yet, so I turned always. Okay, so we're drawing him. Just 4 more hours. I'm not going to have that much time tonight, my friend. Yeah, I'll get some sleep. Let's see here, how do we do this? Shrink him down a little bit, a little big. Let's see if she's... Try that one more time. Just sort of sizing up our figures a little bit. Another thing I can do too is if I'm trying to simplify this a little bit too. You can just play with another layer here. so much. Just make that there. It's just a rough. Let's sort of create the quick here. So if we're looking at our story, so we start off here with the shot, Reacher, then she's walking with her pistol, comes down the step, turns, holds the gun, hand goes up in the air, and then we have Reacher in the shot as we're moving that camera over, revealing our Jack Reacher. Okay? And then what we could do is from all this stuff we can cut in, now that we know where everybody is. Now we can have her talking to Reacher now that we're sort of established in terms of everybody we're talking to in this particular shot. So now we can come in, do a close-up here of our character. She can talk to Reacher now. Hey Ryan, how you doing? Thanks for joining the stream. Let's drop this down. Here. Get our lips there. He's right here, she's gonna talk and go on. So it looks like that. I'll do it more like she's got him. Gives more of a smirk. Okay, let's just say that's that shot. Okay, let's do it as another water comp. 008. Okay, that was our fish big cut. So let's see how that looks. Let me go back and fix that shot too. So let's start off over here. Boom. She comes in this frame, turns, hand goes up, reaches right there. She's looking at him. And then maybe we go to Reacher next. So I'll get a shot of him. And, up there. Okay, I'll take a sip of my drink. Okay. Let's try our Reacher character here. Let's look at her. So that's our Reacher character. So we'll do that one there. So let's take a look at that real quick, see how it looks. Boom, Reacher comes down, raises her gun, tracking left, hand goes up, it's Reacher, she's looking at him, oops, he looks at her, and then maybe she smirks at him. Takes a lot of work. Takes a lot of work. It's this is like performance art in that sense. Let's duplicate this layer. And then I'm going to drop her down. You get warmed up a little bit and you start cranking. Duplicate layer. Nope, I don't want to duplicate the layer. Nope. Let's create a new layer. Gotcha. Okay. I was thinking more like these right here. Let's make it closer on her. Like that. Let's go with this. Oops. Don't do that. Save again. Okay, let's just save it right there. And we do air comp 10. And what would be cool is if we duplicate that layer. And go in. Even closer. Like this. And then we bring the eyes down. like that. Just as we're working this, okay, do this as number 11. Okay. And then let's go back. Duplicate him. Oh, 12. Save on it. Okay. So let's watch that through real quick. So tonight we've been using layer comps for this particular live stream, and just having fun with this right now. So let's go ahead and watch this final thing. It's getting a little late here. I gotta get some rest to go to work tomorrow, but anyways, let's flow through this real quick. So shot 1, Reacher. Shot 2, we have the femme fatale in the club, has a gun in her hand, some patrons in the back. She's walking down some steps. She draws the gun up in the air. We start tracking to the left. She draws the weapon. Hand goes up. It's Reacher. Then we see Reacher with his hands up. Get a close-up of her. Close-up of Reacher. She gets a little bit closer, deeper, looking at the eyes. Really looks down at him a little bit. He's still there. I think the next shot we would have is have them a master shot, back to the master shot again, showing everybody in the club and the villains coming in to have some fun. But we're going to call it a night for tonight. I appreciate everybody joining me tonight. If you had a good time with me, I know it gets sort of late and we've been going for a couple hours here, but I appreciate everybody joining me tonight. Had a lot of fantastic questions from the audience and the friends out there asking some stuff. So if you're watching this on the replay, check the, I guess you can see the chat going on. I appreciate everybody jumping on. I got Spicer jumping on. Thank you so much, Spicer, for jumping on. Yasha Spa, thank you so much for jumping on the live stream. Andreas, I was able to have some time to jump on the live stream. The same with Ryan Graham. Thank you so much. I appreciate everybody joining in on the live stream. I appreciate those of you that are watching this on the replay. I wish I could have gotten further in this. We're doing a lot of things all at the same time, and I'm just sort of just going with the flow. No script, no anything, and hopefully you learned a little something about layer comps and how you could use these for your storyboards. But again, I am so humbled. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I can't believe we've grown this channel past 600 subscribers in the last 3 months. I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day to be a part of this channel, to help it grow, and I am sincerely appreciative and very thankful and appreciate you all watching this, and friends that have been sticking through this for the last 3 months. I am so excited for what we have done together in 2023. I look forward to a fantastic 2024, and I look forward to what we can do with this channel and all the opportunities coming my way and hopefully come your way as we work together into the future, into 2024. Again, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I hope you had a great 2023, and I look forward and I wish you the very best in health, happiness, and success in 2024. Have a fantastic night, everybody. I will see you next time.